It's 2002. You're 8 years old, and you and the boys are huddled around a 16-inch sharp VHS combo TV in your room, where you're chowing down on pizza and you've spent the last 2 hours trying to defeat Ansem for the first time. What makes this task harder is the distractingly good voiceover work of everyone's favorite Titanic passenger, Billy Zane.
It is unsinkable. God himself could not sink this ship. What?
Every light must fade. Every heart return to darkness.
After insulting your home island and rudely assuming Sora's a bottom,
Submit!
you beat him in shirtless fleshboat form before he rambles on about the door to darkness, the birthplace of hearts, and finally, it's mentioned for the first time in the entire game.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, the heart of all worlds.
Kingdom Hearts. Fill me with
Ansem explodes due to the power of friendship, and you set down your grease-covered controller to watch our hero Sora close the door to darkness, with Riku and King Mickey trapped on the other side.
Take care of her.
See, Sora's been simping for his childhood friend Kairi the entire game, so he runs over before Donald can cock-block him. You're a real one, Goofy. They're finally reunited. And then Sora's like, bros before hoes, and immediately sends her back to the islands. With that, our hero is left with a single winding road laid out before him. And at some point during the 45-minute credit roll, you realize this game just hits a little bit different than the ending of other popular titles you were playing at the time, like Ratchet & Clank, or SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. This game just changed your little 8-year-old brain forever in ways you do not yet understand. Games are meant to have endings. You're meant to know where everybody ends up. You beat the big bad and then you move on to play something else, right? Wrong. In the annals of Kingdom Hearts history, there is a title so divisive, so reviled by some and yet loved by others, relegated to a dark existence on the fringes of an expansive and convoluted series. And it's not Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. At least, not exactly. Buckle up, gang, because we're diving deep into one of the most strangely executed parts of the Kingdom Hearts universe, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories Reverse/Rebirth, otherwise known as KHReCoM R/R. I can't with these fucking titles, dude. We're gonna dive deep into the lead up of the game, my first time playing it. We'll also talk about why I think it's a darn shame such an awesome story is gatekept by some slightly intimidating gameplay that isn't actually as bad as people make it out to be. So grab some snacks, friends, get comfortable, and welcome. My name is Jake. Thank you for joining me on this quest today. So by the end of the first game, I was left with a lot more questions than answers. What's going to happen to Riku? Why was there light inside of Kingdom Hearts, but also two dark side daddies? What the hell even is Kingdom Hearts anyway? Why does Mickey have a fucking golden keyblade? Are we not going to talk about that? Where is Pluto leading Sora and the gang? Mickey says there will always be a door to light. Was that not the door? At the time, I'm like, whatever, man. Let's just go back to playing Tony Hawk and tape some more Pokemon cards to the back of our bikes.
Ready to rev up the fun? Flutter Blade, the new sound of power pedaling.
So about a year passes by. I'm still getting my ass handed to me by Sephiroth, but I did manage to get Sora to level 100 in the process and complete Jiminy's journal. That unlocked the secret ending cinematic called Another Side, Another Story. By the way, can we just mention how freaking awesome it was to have 100% completion bonus cinematics at the end of games, especially in the pre-YouTube era? When I first saw that special endgame cinematic, I was trying to absorb every single frame. Not only was that moment incredibly special, it was the only lead I had to any upcoming Kingdom Hearts information. And it turns out there were a lot of elements of Kingdom Hearts 2 that were hinted at in this very cryptic way, where the only way to watch it was to load up my last save before the boss, fight through about 30 minutes of boss fights, watch about 7 to 8 minutes of credits in its entirety, not being able to be skipped, and finally you'd be able to see this little short movie. There's keyblades flying everywhere, freaking running up a building. Oh shit, he's dual-wielding. It's raining. There's shadows coming out of the ground. Holy shit, this looks fucking crazy, bro. Oh my god, how long do I have to wait to actually play this? Or you can just do what I did and set up your little DV mini camcorder on a tripod and just record your TV screen. In either case, despite deep discussions out on the playground, no one could quite agree what was next for Sora's journey. Little did I know, over 5,000 miles away in Japan, at the Tokyo Game Show, an event was taking place where a pair of announcements would emerge from that would change the trajectory of this series forever.
Shoo-doo, doo, shoo-doo.
I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Nobody. I don't have one. At least not yet, you know what I'm saying? But you can help my new channel out for free by giving it a like and consider subscribing. The year is now 2003. The internet had maybe already peaked, but had not yet descended into the corporate AI hellscape we know and enjoy today. To find information about upcoming developments with the game, I had to hop on the old family computer and scour the internet manually for information, probably giving my parents Windows XP a shit ton of viruses in the process. Soon enough, I refreshed the www.kingdomhearts.com website enough times until my 10-year-old eyeballs were finally blessed with the news. Kingdom Hearts 2 would be coming out in 2005. 2005? That seemed like an eternity away. Remember back to when you were like 7 and then summer vacation felt like 50 billion years? What's more, it would be exclusively for Nintendo
Game Boy Advance.
Holy fuck, I have a Game Boy Advance. That means I could be anywhere. In the car, at school, waiting for some boring-ass dentist appointment, with my dad at the Home Depot in my Heelys, cruising on that smooth concrete floor. Anywhere. And I could still be rolling with Donald and Goofy, beating the shit out of things with a giant-ass key. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I couldn't believe it. We would be getting another Kingdom Hearts game even before 2, and it would be coming out next year. I probably shit my pants, I don't know. The game finally releases in December of 2004, and I'm almost positive I got it for my birthday that same month. Happy birthday, Mr. Me. So I boot up the game, and I am stoked. I find the most well-lit spot in my house. It's crazy to think about a world without backlit screens.
Let me tell you about a time before backlit screens. You had to find the best lit place in your house or your car to be able to see shit on that tiny screen.
I got my Game Boy Advance like a year before the SP came out, so rip. So I turned on the game and oh my god, are those PS2 graphics on my Game Boy Advance? Holy shit. A darker story. So first thing I noticed is that the story is significantly darker than the first game and more nuanced than the original.
Stop!
Riku? Riku? Riku!
Oh, he did.
What did you do? What did you do to him?
Thanks to you, all our plans are ruined!
Naminé!
No! Please don't!
I don't want to!
A cloaked, mysterious figure that isn't the brown marshmallow man from the first game gives you some helpful advice. To find is to lose, and to lose is to find.
That is the way in Castle Oblivion.
Fucking what? In the very spiky Castle Oblivion that looks like what AI thinks a castle looks like, Sora, Donald, and Goofy revisit worlds they've been to and encounter their friends who claim to not know them, like Jimmy Stewart straight out of It's a Wonderful Life.
I've been to your house 100 times.
Look, Bud, what's the idea? I live in a shack in Potter's Field. My wife ran away 3 years ago and took the kid, and I ain't never seen you before in my life, see?
Everyone gets amnesia and slowly starts to lose their memories as you ascend to the castle. And not only does Sora start to lose his memories, they straight up start getting replaced with new ones. People in dark cloaks only speak to you in riddles, want to make creepy, dolls out of you.
Experiments are what I do. Yes.
Straight up bully you.
Oh, does it hurt because it's the truth? You are just a baby.
Hello.
And all of this gets lightened up when you're finally introduced to Axel, one of the best characters in the game and arguably in the series.
Don't you go off and die on me now.
It's just too bad that all of this awesome story is gated behind gameplay that's pretty difficult for a 10-year-old to understand. Or maybe I was just stupid, I don't know. But if you had told me that the first Kingdom Hearts game was a deck builder and the only way you could fight or even swing your weapon was to use a limited amount of cards, yeah, I would have smashed my face through that stained glass panel before even getting to Destiny Islands. But I'm committed, I want to find out what happens in the story between 1 and 2. So there was nowhere to go but forward. I guess I'm gonna put this here. What button I need to press. I have no idea what that kind of hard. I'm running out of cards. I just mashed them. I don't have any of my cards. One of me was not as hard as the first one. I really shouldn't do this hard. Eventually, I did have to come to the harsh realization that I couldn't beat this if I tried. And I tried. Okay, I was 10 for crying out loud, okay? With the math and the memorizing the slight combinations, needing to make smart leveling decisions, spending hours in a menu, attempting to assemble the perfect deck, only to needing to readjust it like 2 rooms later because you keep getting new cards. A shitty tutorial that does not set you up for success, by the way. Welcome to Castle Oblivion. Everything is cards. Go fuck yourself. So suffice it to say, I had no idea what I was doing, and I did not have the patience nor the attention span to really learn how any of the game systems worked or how to properly set up decks into slates. I had no idea about the power of spamming Vizaga, which is absolutely broken in this game. And also on my first playthrough, I had no idea how important CP was, or card points, because you need them to add new cards to your deck or to build a stronger deck. Like, I just wanted to mash a button and hit stuff, like the first game conditioned me to do. So I chose to upgrade HP every single time on my initial playthrough and basically cooked my run. And everything was so different. The easiest enemies in the game quickly become your worst nightmare and just start kicking your ass. And every time you die, you have to go all the way back from the last save point, which could be many rooms away. And as a reminder, all of this shit is on a tiny, non-backlit screen. So after losing to Captain Hook for like the 500th time, I came to the tough realization. Me beating this game right now just wasn't in the cards.
Not bad, huh?
So I move on. I just patiently wait for Kingdom Hearts 2 to come out, and upon that opening cinematic with Sanctuary playing in the background, I was just kind of left to fill the gaps myself. Who's that little blonde girl? Why is Sora trapped in that egg thing? Who's that pink-haired lady? Why am I playing as Jesse McCartney? Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 does provide enough context and detail, so you don't have to play through Chain of Memories to really know what's going on, but it really frickin' would have helped me. This is where I started to grow apart from the series, as we were now solidly in the PS3 era, and Uncharted had quickly become my favorite game series. Also, hearing that Kingdom Hearts was splitting off into different exclusive consoles seemed like a really skeevy move to me at the time. Still does seem like a skeevy move.
Explore the most memorable Disney worlds.
My friends are my power, and I'm theirs. I have the power of God and anime on my side! Wait,
I didn't have all these consoles to play these new games that were coming out. The characters started to look less and less familiar. I just don't know who you are anymore. So it just kind of felt like the Beatles had broken up. From what I know about it, 358 over 2 days is definitely the Ringo of the bunch. So Kingdom Hearts fell completely off my radar for a few years until a little thing called 1.5 Remix was coming out. I remember seeing a screenshot of Chain of Memories with Riku as a playable character, and it threw me for a complete loop. So I had no idea that Chain of Memories was a thing that came out in 2007, also for the PS2. So I remember getting a copy for my PS3 and reliving my childhood, and it felt really great. I also intended to go back and finally beat Chain of Memories, this time in the remix form. I played through the tutorial and quit immediately. So now 11 full years go by, and we now have Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, 1.5 Remix, 2.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Remix, Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage. Yeah, no, I think I'm done. I'm done. I think I'm all done with Kingdom Hearts. So there's the admission. I've never played past Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't even feel like I could look at Kingdom Hearts 3 when it came out because I had been off the wagon for too long. But then I saw all the games were coming out on Steam. That was in 2024, I think. So I knew it was time to finish the quest I had begun on that tiny dark screen over 20 years ago. It was time to beat Chain of Memories. If you're enjoying the video so far, please hit like and subscribe. It's totally free and it helps out a young channel like mine. And if you could also drop an emoji of your choice in the comments, doesn't matter what it is, I'll respond to it. And if you have any genuine feedback, thank you so much for taking the time to let me know in the comments. It'll really help me improve in the future. Now back to the video. can't believe I'm saying this. I think I actually enjoyed myself. Well, in between the worlds and the boss fights, at least. I understood the system now. I had the patience to carefully build out decks, and do the math, and to set up all the combos that I just didn't have the patience to do as a child. And again, maybe I was just dumb. But the end of Rechain of Memories has one of the most heart-wrenching sequences in any game I've played in quite some time. It just sucks that to get there, you have to go through world after world, spamming Blizzagas and Firagas as you go through the same exact room layouts with different skins for hours. But at last, the credits roll and we can finally move on to the warm embrace of Kingdom Hearts 2. What is this?
Why?
Go ahead. Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Born Again Riku. It's another game, hidden inside the game you just beat. So remember that question I asked myself like 20 years ago, what happened to Riku? In Kingdom Hearts Reverse/Rebirth, you get to find out. So Riku's story begins with him floating around, well, nowhere. No friends, no memories, just Riku shadowboxing his trauma.
Who's there?
You should remain asleep.
Except he's not entirely alone. He's trapped here with the sexy ghost form of Ansem, the shirtless last boss from the previous game. R/R plays a lot slicker than Sora's side of the story in my opinion, and the main reason for that is having set decks that you can't change or edit. I can't tell you how refreshing it was to quickly move from world to world without spending 20 minutes building a new deck all the time. That's not to say the gameplay is better than Sora's, but it is certainly more fluid and fast-paced than Sora's story. A lot of the satisfaction in Sora's story came from assembling a deck and watching your hard work pay off in the form of mopping the floor with waves of enemies in various creative ways. However, it's still a slog. The bulk of your time will still be spent going through repetitive room after room in worlds you've already been to again and again, in essentially an extended boss rush format in reverse order you completed them with Sora. By the end, the only reason I was playing this game was to get to the main cutscenes and get on to Kingdom Hearts 2. In its defense, you do get a new set deck to play with each time you enter a world. It does force you to change your strategy and how you approach fighting the enemies, but especially the boss. This is particularly important if you're just trying to bum rush the boss of each world without spending adequate time leveling like I did. For example, Wonderland is one of the last worlds you visit and has such a low value deck. You could be easily KO'd in a boss fight if you're not extremely careful with your counter attacks and combos that you use. I was also playing on Proud Mode to be fair, so I'm not sure if this would have changed on Standard. All I can say is, Trekmaster gave me a hell of a time. And because we're playing as Sad Boy Riku, Mickey is the only friend card you get to use, which does limit your moveset quite a bit. The few special moves that you do get are pretty high utility and can be fun to pull off, especially in Riku's Dark Mode, or, D Mode. That's right, the more cards you break, the faster your D gauge fills. And once your D is full and swollen, you can let your D power erupt in a dramatic climax move. My favorite? Dark Aura. Straight from Riku's Hollow Bastion boss fight. Using your powerful D like this is definitely worth chronicling in the D report. With nowhere to go but up, Riku forsakes his former choices in Puppet Master and starts the 12-floor climb back to the surface. Along the way, Riku meets Riku Replica, aka Diet Riku, and my guy is going through it. And it's tragic, because while Sora's fake friend Naminé simply replaces his memories, Riku's copy literally tries to replace him. And every once in a while, Mickey comes in and is like, "Gosh, Riku, believe in yourself!" And then he helps you commit violence. The whole game is one long metaphor for therapy. Riku fights monsters, sure, but he's really fighting his guilt of betraying his friends, his fear of becoming darkness itself, the sexy ghost of Ansem inside his heart. By the way, this game has some of the coldest kills I have seen in a video game designed for children 10 and up. Oh man, now here's just like an absolutely brutal kill. He does a Darth Vader lift, feet dangling, and just consumes this guy's essence. And Axel just watches, this is ice cold right here. The end of this game gets real. We basically see what Riku fears Sora thinks of him. It just hits. You know what this reminds me of?
Until now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
I can see exactly what you've become.
I will do what I must.
So be it.
It's time for you to face the light!
Don't try it! It was said that you would destroy this Sith, not join them!
You're not Riku anymore. You're just a pawn of the darkness.
Bring balance to the Force! Not leave it in darkness!
I always think about in games or movies and stuff where they have like a second form they can transform into. Like, do they just have to clench? It might take as much effort as that guy from the SpongeBob movie. This is what a real mustache looks like. Towards the end, Ansem is still controlling you.
The grip.
I don't know, the whole candor, it's just really creepy. It has like these like vaguely sexual overtones. And then he kind of puts Riku into this posture where he can't move, so he could take advantage of his physical body. I don't know if I like this. This is questionable. And to make matters worse, then he makes this noise.
Interfere again?
What do you think that sounded like in the sound booth? Like, what was the direction given? Alright, so at this part of the game, here's what we're gonna do. Mickey's gonna come and stop you. Can you just kind of make it sound like you're coming?
Whoa! That tickles!
You know, I think we've all wanted to, like, you know, just palm Mickey's head. Just see what that would feel like. He's had it pretty rough. Like, since the whole start of the series, like, he's had a rough time. You know, if he's fallen down just out of relief, I love that for him. The card dueling system is really interesting. I like this mechanic because it's only found in Riku's mode. It does make the boss fights feel a little bit more satisfying, even though you're basically just button mashing until you can, you know, have all the right number cards to beat your enemy. But still, something a little different, keeping it fresh. As a first-time player through Reverse/Rebirth, I was looking forward to fighting some of the Organization 13 members that you never really get to see, at least in the original version of Kingdom Hearts 2. I know you can fight them in Final Mix, which I have not played yet, but this was like my first time actually facing, for example, Alexius, this big-ass sword hammer thing. I think they call it a tomahawk in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting!
That just looks so cool. Look at him slamming down the ground. Jesus Christ.
As long as you're around, I'll never be more than a shadow!
Riku versus Riku Replica was my favorite battle of the entire game. This was a better battle than the last boss because it just carried so much more weight. Like, this is what this storyline is all about. Reverse/Rebirth is about Riku coming to grips with the dark side of his heart and learning to balance it. And I know it's a pretty common trope to fight the shadow version of yourself in a video game. I mean, even in the first game, you have Shadow Sora, which is like the most claustrophobic boss battle of that game. Right in front of the gates of the old mansion in Twilight Town, a lot of bad things happen on this lawn. No wonder people think it's haunted. Fighting their clones, this is some haunted shit. Fighting yourself, or a version of yourself, or the dark form of yourself in video games is actually, I still love that trope. It's literally a mirror of how powerful you, the player, has become. When it's like dished back at you, it's like, oh shit, I am powerful.
Oh my God! I'm gorgeous!
It's just satisfying from a player perspective.
Strong. Real thing. My heart was never real.
This is just so sad. This is like, it gets pretty existential actually. I know he's saying like, what happens when like me as a replica? Like, what happens when I die? Or one like me? Where will my heart go? And he looks at the sky.
Does it disappear?
No. This might have been the first time that a lot of kids thought about like, damn, like what happens when I die? This game is teaching us lessons.
The same place as mine. That's okay.
Devastating. Devastating.
That's why you came to my rescue inside that light, in the form of Kairi.
When'd you know?
I knew when I met you. You and Kairi smell the same.
Yeah, don't say that. Okay.
But I do need a favor. If Ansem is the victor, he's going to enslave me. If that happens, use your powers to destroy—
Of course! I'll be right there to save you.
Huh?
In a pretty heartbreaking scene, Riku basically asks Mickey to kill him and destroy him if Ansem wins. Mickey, being that he's Mickey Mouse and the Walt Disney Company would not let Mickey say, "Sure, I'll destroy you if you lose to Ansem." Mickey basically explains that he'll never give up on Riku, and in his moment of need, he will be there. I was getting pretty excited that you were going to be able to go right to Ansem at this point, but of course not. They have to frickin' fluff up this whole game, and you have to go through the big MC Escher Castle Oblivion level again, but thank God they only made it 4 rooms long. I think they learned from, like, I don't know, the original version of the game, which was just too many rooms.
Ha! Take this!
I smell you, Ansem. Show yourself!
Why do you accept the darkness, but still refuse me?
I just can't stand your foul stench.
So finally, you face off against Ansem. The last boss of Ansem is actually a pretty disappointing battle. It's just Ansem 1 from the first game. He literally has the same moveset. He won't really try to take over your body in the same way that the submit attack, as we know very well at this point.
Submit! Insolent brat!
When I was playing through this fight for the first time, I thought there was going to be multiple forms of Ansem or something like that, but you do the good old samurai slash through Ansem, and that's it. He just dies.
What are you making me choose now?
Between the road to light and the road to darkness.
I'm taking the middle road.
Do you mean the twilight road to nightfall?
No. It's the road to dawn.
And just like that, our little emo prince with the redemption arc walks off into the fog, with Mickey trailing behind him like a Disney Plus spinoff no one asked for, but everyone would watch. He resists the temptation to give in, embraces the part of him that's dark, and learns to balance it with the light. And who says therapy is too expensive? Narratively, Kingdom Hearts Reverse/Rebirth is a fantastic entry in the Kingdom Hearts canon. Riku's story mirrors real adolescent insecurities, like identity, shame, guilt, and growth. With Mickey joining you along the journey, acting as your conscience and keeping you going, illustrating that we all need a little support sometimes. Where Sora's journey is about forgetting, Riku's is about remembering, reckoning with who he became, and ultimately choosing something better. Choosing the road to dawn. So today, let's all walk the road to dawn. No one's perfect, and we've all made mistakes, but always keep hope on the horizon. Whew, okay. So after that, I'm finally ready to enter Kingdom Hearts 2 with the context I just never had as a kid. So I've been playing this game since it came out in 2002. I've never played past the second game. So if you want to experience the rest of the series with an OG fan seeing it all for the first time, you're in the right place. Now this video took about
3 months
to make in total, so if you enjoyed it, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and drop a single emoji in the comments to let me know how you felt about it. See you in the next one.